At this point, saying that I like cozy games is like saying that I like water because it hydrates me. It's kind of silly and kind of redundant. So please join me and like and subscribe as we talk about Ritual of Raven, another cozy game that this legally blind gamer really enjoys. Okay, so while I don't need to say that I like cozy games anymore, I do have to mention that I do enjoy logic-based puzzles. Things like the Talos Principle 2, uh, The Witness, and other puzzle games, and a lot of other logic-based games. Really, I enjoy them, but also I have to be in the right mood to enjoy them. The game we're going to be talking about today, Ritual of Raven, strikes a good balance between those two things. It is both a cozy game filled with decorating, farming, befriending villagers, and magic, as well as automation and programming, uh, logic-based puzzles, and lateral thinking. The game is centered around being a person that was sucked through a portal into a world where magic exists. When you first arrive in this new world, you are greeted by a woman named Sage, who is excited about the fact that you come from a world where magic does not exist. And that she needs your help to solve a problem that's going on with her world right now. She explains that these people known as the Portal Keepers had accidentally caused portals to open at random and to suck people and things through them. And then she gets on with training you on how to summon your familiar. What crops you need to grow, what plants you need to forage for. But then she also introduces you to the fact that you need to make use of arcane constructs to harvest your crops. You can't simply harvest rosemary by hand. I mean, you could, but it would lose its magical capabilities in this world. In order to maintain the magic of the rosemary or other plants, you have to harvest them using your arcane constructs. After doing so, after performing the ritual to summon your familiar, you learn that your familiar is a raven. And as you and your raven are getting acquainted, the sky turns purple, and you go over to see that Sage is standing in front of a portal. And this is also where I should mention that part of Sage's problem is that her own familiar got sucked into a portal, and she can't perform most magic without the familiar. One form of magic that she can somewhat do without her familiar, though, is changing the phases of the moon. See, in this game, unlike a lot of other games that have moon phases, the phases of the moon don't change naturally. You have to change the moon phases using the moon altar, and you can adjust what phase of the moon it is for as long as you need it to be that phase whenever you want. From there, you then get introduced to characters such as Pistachio, Dan, Bowie, Huxley, RGB, and many others. As you progress, you eventually learn about the history of the Portal Keepers from Bowie, where you learn that the Portal Keepers were made up of 4 members: Pip, an apprentice mage wanting to prove herself; Mundo, a scholar obsessed with runic magic and the history of the world; Lias, which was a rock star turned mage who wanted to use magic as a publicity stunt to maintain his fame; and Sage, the very same woman who helped you get your start in this world. All were trying to open a portal to see what they could find on the other side. But the ritual they performed went haywire, and that's how the situation we are in now occurred. And each of the portal keepers kind of slinked away to hide themselves away from being ridiculed for what they did. And it's your job to basically convince the remaining portal keepers, hey, let's try to fix this. Let's try to resolve this issue. Let's stabilize the portals so that way people such as myself and Huxley, who is a sloth that got sucked into the portals, let's fix this issue so that way people like us can go home when we want to. And doing so requires a lot of various different types of magic, lots of construct commands and enchanting your construct, which is basically building out programs for your constructs to execute certain actions, and basically going through these processes while also maintaining relationships with everybody, building up your friendship, building up your trust, so that way people understand that yes, the portal keeper is messed up, and yes, I am Sage's apprentice, but no, I'm not trying to basically, I'm not trying to trick you, I'm not trying to betray your trust. In terms of accessibility settings, the game has options for disabling text animations, disabling some screen flashes, and reducing some effects like that. You can also choose to have sprinting being a toggle or a hold action, like holding the shift button to sprint or toggling it. The same goes for the tool wheel. Like you can either have it be where you have to hold down the button to open up the wheel, or you can toggle it. And beyond that, it doesn't really have many other accessibility settings, but it also doesn't need tons of accessibility options, largely because there is no time constraints, no time penalties for things. The phases of the moon change at your desire to. And like there are no seasons, so it's not like you need to grow certain crops for certain times of year. No, all the crops are growable all the time. And so if it takes you several days to do something because of limitations your body might have or your mind might have, that's okay. You can take as long as you need to. I'm on day 40 and am just now getting to, like, I would say probably like the halfway point of the game. And I plan to spend a lot more time in this game. And that's really all I've got to say about Ritual of Raven. Now let me check here. What game was I going to talk about for next week? Come on. Next week we'll be talking about Tiny Bookshop, a cozy game about managing and running a traveling bookshop. It doesn't really have any accessibility settings, but the game is a lot of fun. It's very cute, very cozy. I've been having a lot of fun playing it. See you guys then. Bye!